In this video, we got another episode of this series where I do rate and improve your guys' teams. You guys will send me your squads over on Twitter at xevantanaka. I'll put out a tweet every 3 to 4 days on Twitter asking for your guys' squads and how much MT you guys have. And then I'll pick about 6 squads from that tweet in the comment section, and I'll obviously feature you guys in this video, give you guys my best suggestions to help improve your team, and also give you guys a rating 1 through 10. So if you guys want a chance to be featured in one of these videos, make sure to head on over to Twitter or X, whatever you do want to call it nowadays. And yeah, xevantanaka is my new username, and or is my username, I should say. And yeah, you guys can look out for the tweet over on there, and make sure to comment with your team and how much MT you guys have, again, to have a chance to be featured in one of these videos. But if you guys also just want to comment your teams down below under this YouTube video, make sure to put your team down below and also how much MT you guys have, and we'll try to go through and give you guys some suggestions as well. But looking at the first squad here of the video is going to come in from my boy Blazian. He says he is about to be pink diamond rep, so he'll have 250k MT, working towards J-Kid to replace 4 legend badge and 24 Hall of Fame badge Dyson Daniels, and then he'll sell him for some more MT. So I really like the idea of going for Jason Kidd. I mean, that card is seriously so good at the point guard position. He'll definitely start over Lonzo Ball, and I think he'll be great next to Kawhi, Giannis, Tim Duncan, and Wemby. That starting lineup is amazing. The bench is also really good as well. Like, this is a solid 9 out of 10 team, and maybe you could even argue like a 9.5. This squad is amazing. I think for you, the only upgrade I could really recommend is probably moving like a Joel Embiid to the power forward position and then trying to get a center card. Now, what center could you get for 250k? I would probably just try to save up for like a Dark Matter D-Rob would be my best suggestion. You have 250k, D-Rob is probably about 400k. Yes, it's a big upgrade, but I do think it's the only thing you can really do besides maybe like downgrading a Kawhi Leonard or downgrading a Josh Smith, like maybe downgrading a Giannis. But I know Blazian is a huge Giannis fan and a huge Bucks fan, so I know he's not going to be doing that. So with this type of squad, I think the only real suggestion I can give is trying to get rid of Moses Malone. Even though he's a good power forward card, I think the upgrade would be moving Joel Embiid to the power forward position and then going for like a Dark Matter D-Rob at center, just to give you a little bit more height. But honestly, if you wanted to keep your squad like this, once you get Jason Kidd, I mean, this squad is just going to be amazing. This is a really, really good team from Blazian. I don't think there's really too many upgrades to make for this squad. Next squad here is going to come in from, I guess, Diego, or it's me, Riley. Not really 100% sure, but he says around 160k MT, Beasley selling and Yee selling. Love the vids. And he says he did snipe a Danny Granger for 100k. He has 67k. I don't really know if Danny Granger for 100k is a snipe. So let's just say you're using Danny Granger and you only have about 70,000 MT left. So I think for this rating is a lot lower than the last team we just looked at. I would say this is more like a 7, 7.5, probably like a 7 out of 10. Not really a huge fan of that Dark Matter Cat. I think Vucevic at center is honestly way too undersized and also really just isn't that great of a power forward card. So I'd say like a solid 7 out of 10 for your team. Now, if you want to keep the dynamic duo, I'd probably move DeAndre Jordan to the backup center position. Get rid of Vucevic, and you don't have a ton of MT to spend, so I think even just getting like a pink diamond Kel'el Ware is going to be a lot better for your power forward position. For your starting center position, go get pink diamond Eddie Curry. He is a much better center card than Cat, and I think he'll be really good next to that Dark Matter Moses Malone. If you have Danny Granger starting small forward, I would say off the bench, you could just get a cheap card like even an Antoine Jameson, a Jared Wallace, a pink diamond Jonathan Bender. Some of those cheaper small forwards are really good, and those are the cards that I'd recommend for your backup small forward spot. And then I think your shooting guards are good. Brandon Roy and pink diamond Dr. J are great, and then you have John Wall and Jamal Crawford as well. Not huge on the Jamal Crawford card, but I do think obviously it's nice to have that card with the dynamic duo with that pink diamond DeAndre Jordan to make them both into Dark Matters, and it makes that DeAndre Jordan card seriously one of the best bigs in this entire game. So those are my suggestions for your squad to help you improve your team. Looking at the next squad here coming in from Shadow, he says he's got 2 million MT. He's got KP, Wemby, Giannis, Beasley, Hall of Fame juiced up. He says he might replace Gary with Kidd because he doesn't know what to do with his event pieces. So looking at this squad, 2 million MT to spend. You say KP is souped up, you said Wemby souped up, you said Giannis is souped up, and Beasley is souped up as well. So the first thing I'm looking at here, unless you're a huge fan of Giannis, I would probably replace Giannis and just move Michael Beasley to the starting small forward position. I think him and Josh Smith can be your small forwards. I don't really know if Giannis is worth that price tag at this point compared to like a pink diamond Michael Beasley. I think Beasley's a better card, and he's also going to save you some MT as well. So I'd move Michael Beasley to your starting small forward position. For the rating out of 10, I mean, I would give this squad a good like 9 out of 10. This is definitely a very good team. So what I would do is that's what I would start with, is Beasley starting small forward alongside Josh Smith. I like your point guards for now. I think you can definitely grind towards Jason Kidd. He's just a much better Gary Payton, and then you could sell your Gary Payton, or you can just move him to the backup point guard position. What I would do though is probably sell Gary Payton, sell Alex Caruso once you get Jason Kidd, and then just run Jason Kidd and like Stephon Castle as your 2 point guards. I think that would be a really good point guard duo for your lineup. I like your shooting guards with Kawhi and Brandon Roy. I like your small forwards with Michael Beasley and Josh Smith. Power forwards, I would probably get rid of this Eddie Curry card and move Chet to the backup power forward position, have him and Tim Duncan as your power forwards. And then for your backup center, there's a lot of different routes you can go with. There's Dark Matter D-Rob, there's Dark Matter Kareem. I think those are the 2 more likely options that I would personally go with. Or if you wanted to save some MT, if you say you got the juiced up Porzingis, he's got 2 legend badges, 21 on Hall of Fame. If you want to save some MT, you can always just run him as your backup center. But I do think Chet is a lot better at the power forward position, so I move Chet to backup power forward, either slide in that Pink Diamond KP for backup center, or like I mentioned, go ahead and obviously buy a Dark Matter D-Rob or try to save up. I mean, you should be able to actually afford a Dark Matter Kareem, especially if you're selling Giannis, you're selling GP, you know, Caruso, those type of cards as well. So I think your squad, once you get Jason Kidd, I would probably go like Jason Kidd, Stephon Castle, Kawhi, Brandon Roy, Beasley, Josh Smith, Tim Duncan, Chet, Wemby and KP, or like Wemby and Kareem or Wemby and D-Rob is what I would do for your full 10-man rotation. I think that squad does become a whole lot better. Looking at the next team here, sent in from Louie. He says Dr. J's not leaving. He's got 500,000 MT though, so he does have a lot of MT to spend. I would say this squad is honestly like a 6 out of 10, maybe 6.5. A lot of cards in here that I'd upgrade. Honestly, get rid of both your point guards, keep your shooting guards, and then I would probably say go from here. Keep Corey Brewer at small forward, keep Joakim Noah. I think for center, you definitely want to get Pink Diamond Wemby. He's only like 225k, maybe 250k at the most. He can be your starting center. Eddie Curry can be your backup. I think both those cards will be really good at the center position. I like Joakim Noah. I like Kel'el Ware. I think for your backup small forward position, it really just depends how much MT are you looking to spend. What I would do personally is go ahead and get Pink Diamond Michael Beasley, and then I would actually start him over Corey Brewer, and then bring Joakim Noah off the bench as well. And then for like that starting power forward position, you could get like Dino Raja. You could also just keep your Pink Diamond Kel'el Ware. And then for your point guards, I think just getting Dyson Daniels and trying to work for Jason Kidd is what you should be grinding for. But if you wanted to buy 2 point guards right now, I think Dyson Daniels, and if you could afford a Stephon Castle, I would go for him. If you can't, I would just settle for that Galaxy Alex Caruso for now until you obviously get the Dark Matter Jason Kidd. But I think for you, should definitely be grinding for Jason Kidd. You do need that card from the new Signature Series Festival. So your lineup could look something like right now, we'll say Pink Diamond Dyson Daniels, Opal Alex Caruso. Those are your 2 point guards. Dr. J, B. Roy, let's go. Michael Beasley, Corey Brewer, Dino Raja, Joakim Noah, and then Wemby and Eddie Curry. I think that squad you can buy right now, and it does make your team a whole lot better. Looking at the next squad here, sent in from Eli. He says, no money spent since just bought the Pro Pass this season. My first buy for a small change. Only have 100,000 MT. Dark Matter Castle, LaMelo, Artas, Adam are sellable, where Ricky Davis and John Wall are his last 3 reserves. So with this type of team, rating out of 10, a good squad, like maybe an 8.5 out of 10. I think for me, definitely sell LaMelo Ball 1000%. Just don't really think he's worth his price tag. I think if you want to save MT, you only have 100k. Not really sure how much Dark Matter LaMelo is going for, but like just get Pink Diamond Dyson Daniels, maybe work towards a Jason Kidd if you want to. But I do think Dyson Daniels is a better point guard than LaMelo Ball, and you're actually able to save yourself a lot of MT. Shooting guard wise, I like the fact that you have that dynamic duo off the bench with Corey Brewer and Joakim Noah, but I wouldn't really run Joakim Noah as a center card. I think he's a lot better at power forward, so I would personally get rid of Moses Malone. I'd move Joakim Noah to the backup power forward position. If you can go ahead and you can sell like an Adam Morrison, if you can sell a LaMelo Ball, maybe try to get yourself a Pink Diamond Wemby. I think he'd be a great backup center card. And then for your small forward position, there's a lot of different options. There's Carlos Boozer over Adam Morrison, obviously for replacing that card. Carlos Boozer, Tyler Hansbrough, great small forward options. Jonathan Bender, Pink Diamond Michael Beasley. Just trying to give you a lot of options at the small forward position is what I would personally recommend doing. So your 10-man rotation will look something like Stephon Castle, Dyson Daniels, Ron Artest, Corey Brewer. What I would do personally is probably move Giannis to backup. I'd move Giannis to backup small forward, and I would start Pink Diamond Michael Beasley. I just think you need a lot more offense on that starting lineup. So we'll go Stephon Castle, Dyson Daniels, Ron Artest, Corey Brewer, Michael Beasley, Giannis, Tim Duncan, Joakim Noah, Hakeem, and Pink Diamond Wemby. Something like that. You could also move Wemby to the starting 5 and then have Hakeem off the bench. I think that's probably better and what I would recommend doing, and I think your squad does become a whole lot better. And then looking at the last team here, the video is going to be sent in from Jed. He says he's got 150,000 MT to work with, also does have 2 invincible event pieces. With the event being so long, I'm debating trying to save for Wilt or if I should just spring for Jason Kidd. And he says he does love the videos. Now, you already have a really good team like Penny Hardaway, Chris Webber, Tim Duncan, Wemby. Really good team. You already got that Marcus Gasol card as well. So a great team here. I would say an easy like 9, maybe 9.5 out of 10. Like, this is a really good squad. I think for your team, as much as I do think the duo of Jamal Crawford and DeAndre Jordan is good, I think you can make upgrades. In my personal opinion, I do think a card like Galaxy Podino is better than DeAndre Jordan. I think a card like Pink Diamond Dyson Daniels is a lot better than Jamal Crawford. So those are like 2 straight up upgrades that I would make. Now, to talk about like what you should be doing with your event pieces, I think for this type of squad, I mean, you say you have 2 already. I don't know. Like, I mean, you're gonna get this 3rd one tomorrow in the Triple Threat Park events. If you really want to save for the entire season, and if hopefully 2K is dropping challenges and you're able to grind the game, I would say you might want to save for Wilt. He would really help out your team. You could play him at the center position over Victor Wembanyama, have Wemby as the backup center, would really help your team. So I think if you're playing for the long run, I would go for Wilt. But I do think if you just want to get Jason Kidd, probably by tomorrow, if you get the invincible piece, I think you can actually get Jason Kidd right away. So it might be smart to do if you just kind of want to get Jason Kidd. He's a really good point guard. He'd be a huge upgrade over Jamal Crawford as your backup point guard. I think that would be a smart idea. But if you wanted to save for Wilt, if you're going to be grinding the game and you're going to get these event pieces, you're probably going to be able to do so. So I would say long term, go for Wilt. But if you just want to go for the short term, I do think Jason Kidd is also a great option. But let me know in the comment section down below what your guys' team is looking like right now, how much MT you guys have, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.